Hey guys, Bill McDonald here. Just got back from Lake Erie up there, Sandusky Bay, on the final FLW Pro Circuit event. So went into that deal 57th, had some pressure on me without a doubt, trying to move up, make that top 50 cut, for the AOI championship. So stressful week, probably most stressful tournament I've ever fished in my life. I was dedicated 100% that I was going to catch smallmouth. That was my deal, and I knew that's what I needed to do to really advance. And the weather blew. We had rough, bumpy conditions, I guess the best way to put it, during the event. And first day of practice, went out, fished all day, caught one quality smallmouth, probably in that 5-pound range, and another just keeper. Probably had 50 pounds of drum though in my best 5. I was on a heavy, strong drum pattern, and we kind of fished out around the islands that day. Next day I decided I had a trailer, so I went up to the Vermilion area closer to Cleveland, fished up there, caught one smallmouth again, in that 5-6 pound range. There again, my best 5 drum was in that 50-pound range. So at noon, Greg Bohannon and I, like I said, we're kind of practicing, running together, and we decided, hey, this ain't working up here, so we scrapped it. We drove down closer to the Detroit River, put back in, fished till dark that night. Neither one of us caught a keeper the rest of that day. So to say I was getting a little spun out's an understatement. Here I fished 2 days and I've caught 3 keeper fish. Day 3 rolls around. Okay, I'm going to go back out to the islands. I'm going to make this work. And I fished all day on, I guess that was Sunday or 3rd day of practice, and never caught a keeper. Greg had decided to heck with it. He didn't need as many points as I did. He went to the bays, some of the marinas, and he started catching some largemouth. So day 4 rolls around. Like I said, I'm spun out to say the least. And 10 o'clock, I don't have a fish still. And called my wife. She kind of talked me off a cliff, to say the least, and Greg did too. And said, hey man, all you need to do is go in this harbor and go fishing. It's got grass, you know how to catch them in grass, just go fishing. So sit down, me and my wife here, while I was talking to her, we prayed about it. And like I said, I was spun out to say the least. I went in there, picked up my old Reliable, I went back to a rage crawl, flipping 20-pound line. I'm like, I can do this. So after I hung up from her, 4 or 5 casts later, I catch a keeper. Ended up, I caught about, 3 or 4 keepers in there, had a couple 3-pounders, and had about 12 or 15 bites. So it's like, hey, I got somewhere I can go do something now. So first morning the tournament, we take off. I run in there to my marina, and I guess I was actually leading the tournament. I had the first limit on the board. Like at 7:40, I'm calling, and we took off at 7. But fished in there all day and caught 8 pounds 6 ounces. So come out at the end of the day, and at the 8 pounds 6 or 11 pounds 6 ounces, had me in 109th place. And all that was going to do is get me a trip home and a kick in the butt. Basically, was all that was going to do. So the next morning, I decided, hey, I'm going to go back into the marina, catch me a limit, and then I'm going to go out, live or die, see if I can catch some smallmouth. Same deal, went in there, caught me a lemon, had one about 3 1/4, close to 3.5 pounds. Everything else was right around that 2-pound mark. And 11 o'clock, I looked at my marshal and said, dude, we got to go. We're dying here. If I don't catch something big, I can't make it. So I took off, we ran out, made that run. My wife's name's Candy. I call her Sugar all the time. I had one spot I caught a couple of fish on called Sugar Reef. It's like it's got to happen here. So I went out there, picked up my spinning rod, had a 3/8 ounce tungsten weight there, and a Z2. Not the baby Z2, the big Z2. And throwing a Hayabusa 1/0, or just a number 1 drop shot hook. There's the Z2 that I was throwing in an Arkansas shiner, and a 20-pound Seaguar Smackdown flash green braid and Tatsu 8-pound. Pull out there, and about 3 or 4 casts, I catch a smallmouth about 12 inches long. Don't help me any. And I went out a little bit deeper, and in that 21, 22, 23 foot range, caught me a nice drum again. Like, this ain't gonna happen. And I got to thinking, you know, when I caught that good one the first day, it was up on top of that flat. So I went back up in that 15 foot range on top, start throwing a drop shot around. The first one I catch is about 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, somewhere in there. Catch it, I call out a 114. Like, that's a good call, that's a good bump. Went a little bit further, caught another one in that 3.5 pound range, got rid of another 114. So now my weight's bumping up there. Now I'm getting close to what I need, you know. So I still got a 2.4 in there, I think, and like a 2.8, and fished around a little bit longer, and I caught one in that 4.5, 5 pound range. So bumped out that 2.4, and that was the last keeper that I caught. But you know, that was enough. I didn't know, you know, but it's all I had. So took that bumpy ride back in, weighed in, had 16 pounds that day. Bumped me all the way up to 55th place in the tournament. So I went from 109th to 55th, and I thought that was probably going to get me in right there, because some of the MLF guys that were in front of me, that gave me, through our FLW guys, gave me actually a 32nd place finish, I believe, in that event. So enough to make the AOI championship. Am I stoked? Yeah, I'm excited. You know, go to Sturgeon Bay now. Never been to Sturgeon Bay, so going in there blind, I'm excited about that. Actually, you know, I can go in there, no preconceived notions. I have a clean slate. I have no waypoints. I have no nothing going into this event, and I'm excited about that. You know, sometimes that's my better events, a new body of water, a new place I'd never been. So go in there, and one of the keys this week was being able to catch some relief, to say the least. If you guys haven't heard of this, this is some Catch Some Relief pain cream. And after being up there on that bumpy ride, man, I was sore. My neck, my shoulders, my back, I'm still sore. I've come home, I've got a massage, and keep putting some Catch Some Relief pain cream on there to get me through this thing. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. And like I said, as we're going through here, you're seeing some of the fish catches and what I've done there. But appreciate everybody following me. Stay tuned next week. Like I said, the AOI Championship is going to be MLF style. Every fish counts, live. Every day is going to be full live coverage. So like I said, I think the way I read the rules, I'll start out on day 2. My roommate Greg Bohannon will start out on day 1. The odd number of guys, 1 through 50, will fish day 1. The even number of guys will fish day 2. So like I said, excited about getting up there, giving this thing a shot. So stay tuned. It could get real exciting.